Hey guys, it's Silver Seeker, and today we have an awesome silver hunt for you. Inside this bag, guys, you can see it says 50 face. That means there are $50 in face value, and Mercury Dimes is what we have inside of this bag. What we're going to do is we're going to go through the bag, see how much of this folder that we can fill, and have some fun while we're doing it. Now, full disclosure, I don't expect to find any key dates like the 16D or the 1921s, but that is okay. We're going to see if we can fill the majority of the book, obviously not including those. Now, a couple things about this bag. First thing is I did get this from the coin crew. I haven't looked through it yet. I just got it dropped off to me yesterday. I actually built them a new PC for their stream, and they gave me this $50 bag as part of the payment for that. So thank you so much to coin crew for hooking me up with the Mercury Dimes. I'm excited to get into these. Now again, it's coming from coin crew, so again, I don't expect to find any key dates. I'm sure these have been searched. They probably looked through them themselves, but it's going to be a whole lot of fun to see how much of this folder that we can fill. So let's get into it. And really fast, guys, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, don't forget to subscribe, because that is the best way to support the channel. Click the bell for future notifications, and also hit that like and show me that you like the video. All right, guys, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? All right, we're gonna just pour them straight out onto the coin roll mat. And as you can see, guys, it's a nice big pile of Mercury Dimes. I always like the look of that. You can see there are definitely some heavily circulated ones, but at the same time, we have some nice ones. If we're having trouble seeing anything, we do have the coin scope ready to go, so we can just throw it under the coin scope. Like, for example, this one right here is a 1924. And that is a 24 Philly. So actually, what a start. Let's go ahead and get this into the book. And we'll get this book open. We'll get rid of the card. We don't need that. And we're just going to start plugging them in. Sitting the book on top of the coins here, not the best way to do it, but you know, right now I don't really have room. So here we go, guys. 1924 is in the book. We'll scoot that to the side and we will get going. This one right here is a 1936 Philly. Now, I'm not going to worry about upgrading any of these, so if we find any that are in really, really good shape, we'll upgrade them, but I'm not going to, like, be very, very, you know, picky about the grade of each coin. We're just trying to see how much of this book that we can fill. As you can see, there's a whole lot of holes, so we'll do our best, but unless we see something that's super nice and we're like, man, we should really go ahead and swap this out, you know, we're not going to really worry about that. So right here, guys, we have a 37D. So we'll plug the 37D in there, like so. All right, 1943D. So here we go, guys, with a 1943 Denver right there. Okay, I went ahead and pulled the camera up just a little bit so we had more room for the book and the coins. So this one right here, guys, as you can see under the scope, or under the camera, that is a 1942 Philly. So we do have a 1942 Philly that we'll go ahead and plug in there. This one is a 1941 Philly, so we got a 1941 Philly. And for you guys that are new to this, if you haven't hunted Mercury Dimes before, the mint mark is going to be right down here next to the E and 1, between the E and the branch right there. So this one right here, obviously no mint mark, so it's a Philly. It's a 1936. We already have a 1936 Philly. All right, guys, here we go. We got a 1920 Philly. This one is really weak. Still, again, we're not going to be very picky unless we just find a really nice one, but that fills our 1920 spot. And this one is a 1943 Philly, which I think we nope, we had the 43D, but not the 43 Philly. So the 43 Philly, we'll plug that one in. And we got a 1926 Philly. So as you can see, guys, we are filling up the slots pretty quick. We've only found one duplicate so far, and we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we've actually had 9 of these coins, and we've only had one duplicate. Out of 10 coins, 9 of them are, you know, obviously the first few are definitely going to be. But my point is there's a good mix, and this one right here is a 42S San Francisco. And then right here we have a 1919 Philly. So we'll plug that in right here. There we go. There is a 1943 San Francisco, which I think is also new. Yeah, now we have all the 43s. So we'll plug that right there into the 43 spot. There is a 1927 Philly. So guys, we are just finding new coins and every one of them that we pick up. Of course, eventually we are going to run into a lot of dupes. Here we go with a 1944 Philly, which we also need right down here. We'll plug that one in. Next up is a 1944 Philly. There's a dupe. So now we hit another dupe. 1941 Philly. Nope, we have the 41 Philly. 1942 Denver. We do not have the 42 Denver, so right here, guys, we'll push that one in there. And as you can see, we're filling it up pretty quick. Again, we're not going to find these two, or this one. We might find this one, but we're not going to find this one. And then we're not going to find the 21 or the 21D. It's just not going to happen. They just, mintage is too low. They're key dates, but that's okay. All right, so this one right here, though, we do have a 1923 Philly. 1923 Philly. All right, let's get that in there. All right, guys, take a look. We got a 1945 San Francisco. That's the last one in the book, all the way down here in the corner. So that is the final one in the book. So we did fill the last spot. Now we need to fill that first spot. So our next nice dupe, we're going to go ahead and put up here. Okay, guys, this one right here has a decent reverse. So we're going to go ahead and plug it into the Mercury reverse spot. So now we have a coin in the first slot and a coin in the last slot as we keep going through the book. And here we go, guys, 1934 Denver. So we'll fill that slot right there. That's our 34 Denver. And right after the 34 Denver and right under it, we have the 36 Denver. So we got a 34 Denver, now a 36 Denver. Okay, here we go. Take a look. 1917. Flip it over. 1917D. So we do have a 1917D. So we'll put that one right there. That is a very, very weak one, but it does fill that spot. So 1917D. All right, and take a look. We have a 1939 Philly, another one that we need right here. We are starting to see a few dupes, but not many. We found more new than we have found dupes, but we haven't even gotten close into this pile yet. And I know I said I wouldn't bother with upgrades, but to be honest with you, this 42S right here is not, you know, if you look at that, I don't really like that, so we'll go ahead and throw that there. We'll put this 42S in its place just because it looks nicer. It's still got some tone to it, but it's not spotty toning. And okay, here we go. 1941 San Francisco. So now we have a 41 San Francisco. Take a look. Filling this side up pretty quick, which we expected to do because it's all the later years. They had higher mintages for the most part. And take a look. We have a 1938S. So back to back. 38S right there. Let's go. And take a look. We have a 1944 Denver. So now we have a 44 Denver. So we've gotten two of the bottom three rows of this book filled, as you can see. We're still missing the 44S, 45, 45D, but we're getting there. I bet you this page gets filled up really, really quick. And here we go. We got a 1935 Philly. So now we got a 1935 Philly to put right down here in that slot, filling up yet another hole in the book. And here we go. Take a look. We got a 1935, flip it over, San Francisco. So now we got a 35 San Francisco. So this bottom row is almost filled. We just need the 35D. We got a 1945 Denver. So that is another one that we needed down here. That's two more left for this bottom three rows of page 3. We are moving quite quickly along that page. Okay, I knew we'd find one soon just because they're so common. Take a look. We have a 1945 Philly. So not the best condition. If we see a nice 45, we're going to go ahead and replace this one. Again, we're not going to be very nitpicky, but I imagine we're going to find a decent 45 just because of the high mintage. But still, one left. We just need the 44S, and that fills all of our bottom three rows. And almost all of the 41s. If we find the 41D and the 44S, we'll know that everything 41 through 45 we do not need anymore, which will help me go through the pile just a bit quicker. All right, here we go. Take a look. 1937 Philly. So another hole filled on page 3. Hopefully we get page 3 done pretty quick. 56.9 million of those minted. Where the 36S, the 38D are going to be the hardest ones to fill on this page, but I think we can do it. Let's keep going. And take a look. Here we go with a 1940 Philly. Another one on page 3 getting filled. And we got an early date right here, a 1919. And that is a Denver. So we got a 1919 Denver over here. We already had the 1919 Philly. Now we got the 1919 Denver. Just need the San Francisco to finish off our 1919s. Okay, and here we go. A 1931 Philly. There we go. I've actually went through about 20 coins since our last update, and this is the first new one I found. So as you can see, the new ones are starting to slow down. But again, I'm hoping to fill up as much of the book as possible. Definitely hoping to finish page 3 for sure. Hopefully page 2. Okay. let's keep on going. All right, take a look. We have another 1919, and this time it is a San Francisco. So that actually fills all three of our 1919s. 1919s all have a pretty high mintage, 35 million in the 1919 Philly, 9.9 million in the D, 8.9 million in the S. Okay, here we go. Another find. This is a 1941 Denver. So 45.6 million of these minted. So as you can see, we are only, looks like 9 away from finishing page 3. Hoping to finish page 2, but you know, really thinking about it, even though they're not considered key dates, you have to take a look at the 26S, the 30S, and then the 31S and the 31D, all with under 2 million minted, does mean that there's a chance we're not going to find those. Now, they're not considered key dates in low grades because there are a lot of them out there in low grades. It's not like the 21 and the 21D that even though they are also over 1 million, they're still considered key dates because they're hard to find even low grades, and it's certainly not the 16D, but you know, they are under 2 million, so those might be hard to find. It might be hard to fill page 2 as a result, but definitely going to fill page 3. Going to fill as much as we can of page 2, as much as we can of page 1, and you know, we'll go from there. So let's keep on hunting, guys. We still have plenty to go. This is what our overstock box looks like, or the ones we have dupes of, I should say. So we still have a lot of dimes to go through. Let's see what else we can find. Okay, here we go. Another find, a 1938 Philly, top right corner. We'll fill that up, leaving us with only 8 to go in that in that page. Okay, take a look at this one, guys. We have ourselves a 1928 something. There's definitely something in the mint mark spot. Let's flip over to the scope. Take a look here. That looks like it's probably a beat up S, so it got smashed or you know, just, you know, I don't know, but it looks more like an S than a D to me. You guys tell me in the comments what you think. Am I putting this in the wrong slot? But we're going to take this and put it in the 28S slot. That's what I'm thinking it is. We'll plug that in right there. But that mint mark looks like it was definitely damaged. So we'll call it a 28S for now. You guys let me know in the comments if I was wrong. But that's what it looked like to me, was just a damaged S. And here we go, guys. Another find. 1938 Denver. Very, very nice. We'll go ahead and plug that 38 Denver into there. So we are now only missing 7 from page 3. And here we go with another find, a 1918 Philly. So we do not have any 18 yet, so that is an 18 Philly. We'll go ahead and plug her in there, filling up another one on page 1. And then the very next coin is a 28, and it's a Philly. Very cool. So we got ourselves a 28 Philly. That one's actually not in bad shape. So a 28 Philly, 19.5 million minted. By the way, the 28S that we found earlier, 7.4 million minted, and the 1918, 26.7 million minted. Okay, another find, 1925 Philly. Let's go ahead and plug that in right here. 25.6 million minted on the 25 Philly. So that is another one into the box, or into the book, on page 1. And that one is immediately followed by a 1924 Denver. So that was actually back to back. We found the 25 and now the 24 Denver with 6.8 million minted. Now we have another one on page 1. All right, so this is another one that we already have, but this one, because of the condition of the coin, we are going to go ahead and upgrade. So we did have a 44 in here, but this 44 is significantly worn more than the one that we just found. So we are going to replace that one. Again, we're not being super nitpicky, but as you can see, that is a much nicer 44. 231.4 million minted on the 44. So, you know, I was bound to find a decent one, but glad to replace that one. That's a good upgrade. All right, we have another page 3 find. We are getting even closer to finishing that page. Take a look, a 1940 Denver. So we'll put that in there. 21.2 million minute on the 1940 Denver. Again, we're almost there. Only 6 to go on page 3. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and upgrade our 28S. Remember, this is the one that we found not too long ago that I wasn't 100% sure on the mint mark on the reverse. We're going to go ahead and throw that one in because we just found this one. This is a much, much better 28S, 7.4 million minute. That one's in much, much better shape, so definitely worth a replacement. Plus, now we're 100% sure that it's a 28S. And we'll just throw that one over there, and if it was a D, oh well, hopefully we find another one. All right, here we go. We have a 1944 S. Very cool. So that fills the bottom row of page 3, leaving us with just 5 remaining. Not the best 44S for the high mintage of 49.5 million, but it still fills the hole, leaving us with only 5 left on that page. I definitely want to get that page done. And as you can see, guys, page 2 is actually the hardest one for us to fill. We found more on page 3 than we have on page 2, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, well, 10 and 10. We found 10 and 10 because that one could have been anything. So we found 10 and 10. We found almost all of page 3. Still plenty to hunt, as you can tell. Let's keep going. And here we go. Another find on page 3 and our final 36. We have a 36 San Francisco. Plug that one in right there. We are almost done. All right, now we have our 1919s already, but this 1919 is a good enough upgrade for this one. This one right here is really, really gone. We'll plug that one in. This is the one that we originally had. We found way earlier. So it's not like, you know, gorgeous or anything, but it's much better than what we had. And here we are with a page 2 find, 1934 Philly with 24.1 million minted. Plug that one in right there. Okay, well, we are definitely starting to slow down on the finds, but what we have right here is a new page 2 find, 1925S San Francisco with a low mintage of only 5.9 million. Nice. Let's keep going. We are getting very close. Only 4 left on 3. We have 5, 10, 13 left on page 2, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14 left on page 1. But again, we're not going to find all of page 1, that's for sure. And I'm starting to lose hope on finding some of these lower mintage ones on page 2. All right, here we go. Another page 2 find, 1935 Denver. 10.5 million minute right there. 35 Denver. We'll plug that one in, filling the bottom row of page 2. And another page 3 find. Take a look at 1937 San Francisco, and it's actually not in bad shape at all. 9.7 million minute. We'll plug that one in right there. Nice. So very cool. We're only 3 left on page 3. I think we're going to finish page 3. Definitely not going to finish page 2 at this point. I can just tell there's none of the even lower mintage ones in here, even in bad shape. So anyway, let's see what we can fill though. All right, here we are with a page 2 find, 1926 Denver. So another page 2 find. We'll go ahead and plug that one in right there. Very sweet. So guys, as you can see, the book is starting to look really good. The 26 Denver, by the way, 6.8 million. So definitely one of the lower end mintage ones, not the low mintage ones, but lower end mintage ones. All right, here it is, a page 1 find, 1917 San Francisco. Very nice. So we'll fill that one right there. That's actually our 7. Well, we still need the 17 Philly, but that's our 17 S&D done. The 17 Philly has a 55.2 million mintage, so I think we're going to probably find that one. Okay, so it's actually been a while. The finds have basically all dried up. I think I've been through over 100 Mercury Dimes without a new update, but here we go. 1920 San Francisco, and that is on book 1 with 13.8 million. So another one filled. And look, this book is getting pretty close. I mean, we still haven't found 39DS or 40S. Was really hoping to fill page 3. I'm starting to question filling page 3 now, with, you know, not having a whole lot left. There may be 60 dimes here, maybe 70, I don't know. But as you can see, we've been through a lot, and you know, let's keep going. Hopefully we'll find a few more. Maybe we can still fill book 3, but I'm starting to lose hope. All right, here we are, guys. Check it out. This is a 1929. I have no idea if it's 29, 29D, or 29S. We need all of them. And oh wow. So hey, we have a 29S. So 29S has 4.7 million minutes. So right there, I told you we could find some of these low mintage ones. And 4.7 million is pretty decently low mintage, and we will take it right center in the middle of folder, or page 2, I should say. That's awesome. Let's go. That's a good find. And take a look. We have another 1929. This time it's the Philly, so that's actually 2 of the 29s. Now the 29 Philly has a mintage of 26 million, so much more likely to find that one than the 29S, but now we found both. So it'd be cool if we could find the 29D with 5 million minute. All right, let's take a look. So this is another 29 Philly, but it's actually nicer than the one that we had, so we're going to swap that out. So I was actually hoping, I saw the 29 and I had flipped it over before I showed you guys, and I was like, oh man, that would be crazy if it was a D. But hey, it's an upgrade to the 29. Again, we're not being picky on upgrades, but we'll take that one because that one's not bad. All right, hey, take a look at this right here, 1930 S. I believe this is the lowest mintage one we found. Remember I said we could find these low under 2 million finds on this book. Well, 1930S is a 1.8 million minted. Take a look, guys, 1930S. So we did find one of the lower mintage page 2 finds. We still have not found these three on page 3 with 21.6, 24.4, and 10.5, but we found one minute with only 1.8. We'll take it. So we are only 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 away from finishing page 2. Of course, as you can see, we don't have many left, so I don't think it's going to happen. Let's see if we can find anything else in the rest of this. That would be great. All right, here we go. And here we go, a page 1 find. Take a look at this, a 1917 Philly. Now, 55.2 million minute here, so I did actually expect to find something like that, but hey, we were almost done and we didn't have it, and now we do. So another one on page 1, leaving us with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. So 11 over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 over here, and 3 over here. So only 22 coins missing out of the folder. Not bad out of this bag of circulated dimes from the coin crew. All right, let's see if we can finish strong with at least one more find. Got excited. This 1940, I flipped it over. I saw a mint mark, and before I realized it was a D, I was like, oh, we finally found one. We still have not found these three. We only have 8 left, though. So, I mean, this one here, we got a 1917. We already have all of those. 1944, already have all of those. 1944, already have all of those. 1944, already have all of those. 1941, already have all of those. 1942, already have all of those. 2 more to go. 1943 and 1938. We already have all of our 38s as well. So we're done. There are the rest of the dimes that we haven't went through yet. Inside this folder, we're missing 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 on page 1, 1, 4, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8 on page 2, and 3 on page 3. So that is it. That is our hunt. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you did enjoy it, or if you like videos like this, and if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss future updates, and don't forget, again, to hit like so that you can show your support. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I do want to give a huge shout out to all of my awesome channel members that are scrolling on the right hand of the screen right now, including tonight's featured Palladium member. Thank you so very much for your support. Guys, don't forget to subscribe before you go. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.